Well, there's definitely a little bit more recognition I can get. Um, I guess I don't think um, people realized how big the Paralympics were until they were televised and they realized what it was all about. Because unfortunately, it's the last however many years, 11. Oh, this is the 11th games, I believe, for the Paralympics. No one realized how important and how big they actually are until people started seeing them. So it kind of, I guess, opened people's eyes, and that's good for the entire sport itself. But it was awesome. I have to thank Mike Gallagher for donating the fuel of the private jet that picked me up last night at 2:30 in the morning, and then the senior class officers were there. Mr. Qualley was there. Also, Pride Mobility for the plane, and then the two pilots, Carl Reynolds and Robert Phillips, for coming out at 2:30 a.m. That was incredible, and I never expected that either. But it was pretty awesome that they were able to do that.
Stephanie, you've inspired a lot of kids. We actually interviewed a child yesterday who said he wants to be just like you when he gets older. What do you want to say to the kids who look up to you, and how do you be a positive role model for them?
I just want to say never give up, because my friends can tell you, and my mother can tell you, there has been countless of times where I was ready to toss in the towel. It's not worth it, it's too much work, and you hit ruts in every road, you hit a bend in every road, but if you don't cross that bend, if you don't see how far you can go, you will never know what can come to you. I never expected to even get to the actual Paralympics. It seemed like such a far-reached dream and a goal that just a child sets in but fails to reach. So making the Paralympics was something that I would have never had the opportunity to do if I gave up. And I medaled because of the work I put into it. And if you put in 110%, you will get out 110%. So all I can say is not to give up, set a goal, and the best thing you can do is try as hard as you can to reach it.
Were you, competition-wise, were you a little more relaxed, less nervous maybe after you got that first medal out of the way, and did that make it easier sort of going forward the rest of the games?
Surprisingly for the games, I was very well prepared mentally. I actually was less nervous competing at the games than I was in any other race before. I was confident in my skiing, although the skiing that we did outside of racing in Russia was pretty rough. I was confident that I was just going to do what I knew how to do, and after I got the medal in the very first event, I did relax somewhat because I gained even more confidence, and two, no matter what, I was coming home with a medal. So that definitely did help. But then I just set higher goals to get a silver, to possibly get a gold, but unfortunately wasn't able to reach that. But I could never have been happier to medal at all. And for the two bronze, in two events that I wasn't even expecting to medal in, it was a surprise even for me.
Standing at that gate the first time you're on top of the hill, what's going through your mind?
My sister took a picture of me sticking my tongue out at the course.
I think I saw it on TV, yeah.
The last thing my coach said before I left was that people are giving this course too much respect. Don't respect it. And the reason I was as fast as I was and that I medaled was because of the line I took. The line is very important in speed events, and he told me to drop in on the first pitch, and I did. It took everything I had because we weren't allowed to inspect the pitches. So I went onto that hill almost completely blind. I didn't know what the hill was going to feel like. I didn't know how steep it was. I had no idea what it was going to feel going off the jump. So all I could do was try not to get air so I could aim in somewhat direction of the gate. But it was tough for all of us because none of us were able to inspect it. So I had to trust my coach. I had to trust my ski. And there was more than once, you could probably hear me talking as I went down, that all I had to trust was the ski. Because the way they're made, and if you use them the right way, they will pick you back up again. And it's the scariest feeling of the world, but it is such a rush. It was exhilarating. It was absolutely exhilarating.
Stephanie, what does your future entail? Are you already looking forward to the next big thing? What's next for you?
I had, so I thought, planned out my future before I left, but it's about to change. I do want to continue skiing. I also do want to attend college at King, and I want to live home. So if I can balance all those things out next year, I think I found a new knack for speed. So I might travel next year during spring semester and try to do college in the summer as much as I could. I definitely want to balance it out and race.
I'll ask a question. Besides the beautiful things around your neck, what's your favorite souvenir that you brought home?
Well, I brought home a lot of Russian chocolate, which is pretty good. It's pretty good. Almost good as the European chocolate. Let me think about about that. They created a new currency called the Olympic 100. It's a 100 ruble bill, is Russian currency, and it has imprinting and colors of the Olympics. It has Olympic snowboarding, and it has the rings. I believe it has the Paralympic agitos, but it was made specifically for the games. So I think that was pretty cool that we were able to get their own currency from Russia. It was pretty neat.
Anybody else?
You've had a lot of support from this area. Besides all the kids that inspired to be like you, I think you brought a lot of positive energy to this area. I mean, what do you want to say to all of your supporters, and what does it mean to be from a small town but do really big things?
I mean, it's hard to come up with the words of how thankful I am for everybody. A simple thank you just isn't enough, because these people, it is a small community, but we together have pulled off something great. And for them to have stayed behind me, for my friends to have stayed behind me, and for them to come together and pull it off and believe in me, that was the most thing. Even when I didn't believe in myself, they did. And it was people like that who kept me marching on. And so if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be here. There was no way. Unfortunately, ski racing is one of the most expensive events and sports to participate in, and I would have never been able to afford it. I would have never been able to have the confidence or the opportunity. So it's because of them that I was even able to do this. And like I said, thank you just isn't enough. I can't wait to see everybody. I just got home yesterday, so I'm excited to finally come home and see everybody again. And I just want to say thank you, and I hope other young athletes have the same opportunity I did.
We're going to hold up one of your medals.
One of them or both?
Well, you got two of them there, don't you?
Yeah, getting these was incredible. To walk up onto the stage, being on the stage at the Paralympic Games was something that I had only dreamed about. I was in Vancouver during the 2010 Paralympic Games, and I saw some of my teammates now go up there and win medals, win gold, silvers, and bronze, and all I could think about was how incredible that must feel. So for me to finally, 4 years later, be one of those people is a feeling I'll never forget. But yeah, I want to say a quick shout out to Ernie Bull. I haven't seen him yet, and it's going to be absolutely incredible when I see him. He trained me for 8 years at no cost and made me the athlete I am. My community supported me, gave me the confidence and the mental strength. He gave me the physical strength. He carved me into from a little 9-year-old noodle of a girl to an athlete. And I can't thank him enough for he sacrificed so much time, so much energy, and there's no one that I can thank more than Ernie. He has gone far beyond. His famous joke is, "There's no handbook on how to train Stephanie." So I guess we should write a book because it worked. But I can't wait to see him and show him these, and I'm actually going to give him one of my bibs, and so he can hang it in his office. And he was with me in my heart the whole time I was there, and I can't wait to see him. So Ernie, wherever you are, I will see you soon.